When the world feels like it's pushing against you, and every step forward feels like it's met with resistance, remember this. You are stronger than you know, and your breakthrough is closer than it seems. The path to success is never without its obstacles, but it's in those moments of struggle that you discover what you're truly made of. This is not the time to quit. It's the time to dig deeper, to press on, and to push past the fear, the doubt, and the frustration. This video will show you why giving up is never an option, and how in the toughest times, you hold the power to keep going, to stay focused, and to rise higher than you ever imagined. As you keep watching, you'll understand that the challenges you face today are only temporary. They're shaping you into the person who's ready to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. Don't let the tough moments define you. Let them fuel you. Every setback, every hardship is building the foundation for your success. Stay with me until the end, and you'll discover how to turn every obstacle into an opportunity, and why not giving up is the key to unlocking your greatest potential. Number 1, you're stronger than you think. Your breaking point is your turning point. No matter how tired you feel right now, no matter how much doubt is creeping into your mind, you have more inside you than you realize. You might feel like you've reached your limit, like life is pushing you too hard, like the weight of everything is becoming too much. But this moment, this exact moment is where you have a choice. You can let it break you, or you can use it to become something greater. Because what you don't see right now is that your breaking point is actually your turning point. The point where everything can change if you refuse to give up. I know what it feels like to be at the edge, to question everything, to wonder if all the effort is even worth it. You work hard, you push forward, and yet it feels like you're getting nowhere. And that's the moment most people quit. That's the moment when they walk away thinking, maybe this isn't for me. But let me tell you something. This is the exact moment when you need to push harder. Because right beyond this struggle, right past this overwhelming feeling of exhaustion, is where your breakthrough is waiting. It's where you become the person who doesn't just talk about success, but actually achieves it. Think about every time you wanted something badly. Every time you set a goal, made a plan, and started strong. What happened when things got difficult? What happened when you faced rejection? When you failed? When progress felt slow? That's where the test begins. That's when life asks you, how bad do you really want this? And most people, they back down. They make excuses. They say, maybe this just isn't meant for me. But that's not you. If you're still listening, that means you're different. That means deep down, you know you have more in you. Look around. Every single person you admire, every person who has achieved something great, has faced this exact moment. The moment where quitting seemed easier. The moment where giving up seemed like the logical choice. But they didn't stop. They kept going. Even when everything told them to quit. That's why they made it. Not because they were lucky. Not because they were special. But because they refused to stop when it got hard. So ask yourself, what's really stopping you? Fear, doubt, other people's opinions. The truth is, none of those things have actual power over you. They only control you if you let them. Fear isn't real unless you believe it. Doubt only wins if you feed it. And other people's opinions, they don't define your future unless you allow them to. So why let these things hold you back? Why let temporary pain stop you from creating a lifetime of success? You're stronger than you think. You've overcome hard times before. You've faced challenges, and you're still here. That means you have what it takes to keep going. That means you're capable of more than you realize. But you'll never see what you're truly capable of if you quit now. You'll never know how close you were if you walk away. And let me tell you, most people quit just before their breakthrough. They stop when the finish line is right around the corner. Don't let that be you. It's going to get tough. It's going to feel overwhelming. You're going to want to stop. But in those moments, remember why you started. Remember the dream that set your soul on fire. Remember that everything you want is still possible. As long as you don't give up. You didn't come this far to quit. You didn't fight through everything, just to walk away. You are stronger than your fears. You are stronger than your doubts. And this moment right here is your turning point. The moment where you decide that nothing, not pain, not struggle, not failure, will stop you from reaching your goals. So get up, keep going, push harder, because your future self is waiting for you, and they're counting on you not to quit. Number 2. The secret no one tells you about success. It comes to those who refuse to quit. When life starts testing you, and you feel like giving up, it's exactly in these moments that your greatest power is unlocked. The pressure, the struggle, the fear, all of it is building you into something stronger. It's easy to throw in the towel when things get tough, but if you stay in the game, if you push through when the odds seem stacked against you, that's when you tap into the force that will drive your success. Success doesn't come from the easy wins. It comes from the resilience, the strength, and the determination to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead looks uncertain. So many people give up right before they're about to hit their breakthrough. And if you think about it, isn't that crazy? It's that one extra step, that one more ounce of effort that can be the difference between where you are now and where you've always dreamed of being. The power is in the persistence, the belief that no matter how many times you fall, you will get back up and keep going. You might not always see the progress in the moment, but every time you decide not to quit, you're inching closer to your victory. The truth is, quitting is easy. It's a choice anyone can make. But pushing forward, even when everything inside of you is telling you to give up, that's where the magic happens. This journey isn't about never failing, it's about how you rise after each fall. The road will test you, and it's meant to, because the stronger you become through each obstacle, the bigger the reward. Every failure teaches you something invaluable. Every moment of doubt shows you how much you can handle, and every struggle makes you more resilient. The key to this whole process is mindset. When things get tough, that's the exact moment you have to dig deeper. The negative thoughts, the fear of not being good enough, of not being fast enough, that's when you have to tell yourself, no, I've got this. I'm not stopping here. I will find a way to make this work, and you will. The truth is, you already have everything inside you to make it happen, to overcome, to push through. The only thing standing in your way is whether or not you're willing to keep going. The truth about success is that it's not about doing things perfectly. It's about being relentless. The person who wins isn't always the one who never fails, but the one who simply never quits. You may not be seeing results immediately, but trust me when I tell you, it's all adding up. Every effort, every sacrifice, every moment of discomfort is pushing you closer to the person you're meant to become. The key is to keep putting in the work, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. And here's where things really start to shift. The moment you realize that you can push through anything, that you can rise above the challenges life throws your way, is the moment you unlock the real power within you. It's not about waiting for life to hand you a victory. It's about taking what you want, even when it feels like everything is telling you to stop. You're not defined by your circumstances. You're defined by how you respond to them. You have what it takes to be great, but greatness isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily choice, a choice to keep going, to push past the self-doubt, to face the fear and the challenges head-on, and to never let them keep you from achieving your goals. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember this: the greatest thing you can do for yourself is to keep moving forward, even when everything in you is telling you to stop. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep going. Because in the end, the only way to fail is to quit, and you're not a quitter. There's a power in persistence that most people will never experience, because they give up before they reach their goal. They quit when they're so close to the breakthrough, and they don't even know it. But you're different. You're willing to keep going, even when it's hard, even when it seems impossible. And that's what sets you apart. Keep pushing, because your moment is coming, and it's going to be worth everything. Number 3. The pain you feel today will become the strength you need tomorrow. When you commit to something, when you give your all to your dreams, there's a part of you that comes alive, that feels unstoppable. This is the feeling you want to tap into every single day. The feeling that you're on the path to something incredible. Something that you're not only capable of, but destined for. The reality is your dreams are within reach, but the difference between those who achieve them and those who don't is often a single decision. Whether or not you're willing to keep going when it gets tough. There's this energy in every person, this drive to succeed, but it's so easy to forget about it in the midst of challenges. Life tests us in ways we don't expect. Sometimes the weight of all the effort you've put in feels like it's not giving back. You can question whether it's worth it, whether you've done enough, or if you're just spinning your wheels. But here's the truth. If you're not seeing the results yet, it doesn't mean they're not coming. It means you're on the verge of a breakthrough. And the only thing you have to do now is stick with it. What separates the people who achieve their dreams from those who don't is the persistence to keep going, to keep grinding when others throw in the towel. It's not about having the perfect circumstances or being the most talented. It's about showing up every day no matter what and putting in the work. The commitment to your goals has a power of its own. When you make a decision to pursue something, when you decide that you're going to make it happen, everything shifts. Your actions start aligning with your vision, and you start attracting the things you need to make that vision a reality. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working, when your mind starts questioning everything you've been doing. That's when the real test comes. This is where most people quit. When it gets hard, when the results aren't showing up as fast as you want, the temptation to give up can feel overwhelming. But here's the thing. Every moment you want to quit is the moment you need to keep going. That's when you're the closest to seeing your effort pay off. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. Every struggle, every setback is a lesson that brings you closer to your ultimate goal. You might not see it right now, but the work you're putting in is not in vain. The best things in life don't come easy. But the reward that awaits you when you push through is worth every ounce of effort you've given. It's easy to get discouraged. We all go through phases where we wonder if it's all worth it. But every successful person, every person who has made a real impact has felt that same doubt. The difference is they didn't give up. They didn't let the temporary setbacks define them. They kept moving forward, even when it was tough. And that's the key. The people who are successful in life aren't the ones who never face adversity. They're the ones who don't let adversity stop them. And here's something critical to understand. Nothing happens without effort. Nothing comes to fruition without action. You can't sit around waiting for the perfect time or for someone to hand you the success you're dreaming of. The best things come from the grind, from the hustle, from the sleepless nights and the relentless pursuit of your goals. It's the people who do the work, even when no one is watching, who are the ones who get ahead. The world doesn't owe you success. It's something you have to go out and earn, one step at a time. You can't expect results if you're not willing to put in the time and effort. It's not always going to be easy, and it's not always going to feel good. But the reward, the feeling of accomplishment, and the knowledge that you never gave up, that's what makes it worth it. It's about showing yourself that you can keep going, even when things feel impossible. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. Every time you feel like throwing in the towel, remind yourself why you started. Remember the vision you had, the dreams you're chasing, and then get back to work. Because the truth is, the world needs your work, your vision, your drive. There are people out there who need exactly what you have to offer. Your success isn't just about you. It's about all the people who will benefit from the impact you're going to make. And the more you push forward, the more you'll see that every step, every effort, every challenge has been worth it. It's easy to look at where you are now and feel like you're not making progress. But trust me, you are. Every effort, every failure, every lesson learned along the way is leading you to the moment when everything clicks. And when that moment happens, when everything falls into place, you'll realize that the struggles you faced were all part of the process, all part of your journey toward greatness. So stay committed. Don't quit now. The best is yet to come. Number 4. The darkest moments come before the brightest victories. You might feel like you're stuck in a place where nothing seems to be working. You might feel like you've given everything you've got, and yet life keeps throwing obstacles in your way. Maybe you've been fighting for your dreams, pushing forward, and still, nothing seems to be happening. You're tired. You're frustrated. You're starting to wonder if all this effort is even worth it. But listen to me. This moment right now is where most people give up. This is the exact place where so many throw in the towel and walk away. But if you can just hold on, if you can push through this darkness, what's waiting on the other side will make every struggle, every tear, every sleepless night worth it. Think about the times in your life when you thought you wouldn't make it, The times when everything seemed impossible, when you felt like you were at rock bottom, and yet you made it through. You're here. You survived. And that's because you're stronger than you think. You've already overcome so much more than you realize. And if you did it before, you can do it again. But you have to remind yourself that the darkest part of the night always comes before the sunrise. Right when you think you can't take any more. Right when you feel like you have nothing left, that's when life is about to change. That's when the breakthrough happens. Success isn't about never struggling. It's about not quitting when things get tough. It's about understanding that the pain, the setbacks, the failures, they are all part of the process. They are not signs to stop. They are signs that you're on the right track. Think about anyone who has ever done something great. Every champion, every leader, every person who has built a life worth living has faced moments just like the one you're in right now. They felt like quitting. They doubted themselves. They had days where they wondered if it was even worth it. But the reason they succeeded, the reason their stories inspire us today is because they didn't stop. They kept going. Even when they couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right now, you might not see the progress. You might feel like you're putting in all this effort and getting nothing in return. But just because you can't see the results doesn't mean they aren't happening. Growth happens in the unseen. Change is happening beneath the surface. Just because you don't see the breakthrough yet doesn't mean it's not coming. But if you quit now, you'll never know how close you were. You have to start thinking differently about your struggle. Stop seeing it as a punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is making you stronger. It's shaping you into the kind of person who can handle success when it comes. Because success isn't just about reaching the goal. It's about becoming the kind of person who deserves it. And that's what this darkness is doing. It's testing you. It's asking you, are you really willing to do what it takes? And your answer isn't in your words, it's in your actions. So what are you going to do? Are you going to let this moment break you? Or are you going to push through? Are you going to walk away when things get tough? Or are you going to stand your ground and fight for what you want? Because I promise you, if you keep going, if you refuse to quit, the light will come. The victory will come. The success you've been chasing will find you. But only if you don't give up. One day you'll look back at this moment and realize it was the turning point. The moment when everything inside you screamed to quit, but you didn't. And that's what made the difference. That's what separated you from the ones who never made it. Keep going. Your victory is closer than you think. Number 5. You didn't come this far just to quit. Your future self is begging you to keep going. Let that sink in for a moment. You've come through too much, worked too hard, and sacrificed too many things to throw it all away now. When you think about it, the road you've traveled hasn't been easy. There have been moments when it seemed like the world was against you. Times when everything felt heavy, when your body and mind were screaming at you to give up, but you didn't. You kept going. You showed up when it was tough, when others might have bowed out. And now you're standing at the edge of something amazing, something that could change everything. But there's one thing standing between you and that victory. It's the decision to keep going, the choice to say no to quitting, and yes to pushing forward. The future you want is not far off. In fact, it's already in the making. The decisions you make today will shape the life you're living tomorrow. Every step you take now is building the foundation for what's coming. It's the small, consistent actions that are moving you closer to your dreams. And yet, so many people think they've reached their breaking point, when really, they're just a step away from their breakthrough. If you give up now, you'll never know how close you were. That victory you've been chasing, the dream that has seemed just out of reach, could be right around the corner, but only if you keep going. Think about the moments when you've been at your lowest. The times you felt like giving up were the hardest, weren't they? But here you are. You're still standing. You've overcome things that most people couldn't even imagine. You've proven to yourself time and time again that you are stronger than you think. You have the power to keep moving forward, even when everything inside of you is telling you to stop. And do you know why you're still here? Because you didn't give up when it would have been so easy to quit. You found a way to push through, to get back up and keep going. And that resilience is what makes you unstoppable. But let's be real for a moment. There are going to be days when you don't feel like showing up. There are going to be times when you question why you even started. There are going to be moments when doubt tries to creep in and fear whispers in your ear that you're not cut out for this. It's in those moments that you have to dig deep and remember why you started in the first place. Remember why you wanted this. Remember that you've already come so far, and the only thing that will stop you now is if you give up. If you keep going, you will get there. There is no shortcut to success, no easy way around the hard work, but the payoff is worth it. It always is. The greatest rewards go to those who stay the course, who keep their eyes on the prize, and who never give up, no matter how tough it gets. And here's the thing, quitting is easy. It's the path of least resistance. It's the choice that doesn't require any more effort. But do you really want to take the easy way out? Do you want to look back on your life and wonder, what if I had just kept going? What could I have achieved if I hadn't given up? No one wants to live with that kind of regret. And the truth is, you don't have to. All you have to do is make the decision to keep moving forward. One more step, one more day, one more moment of showing up. That's all it takes to turn everything around. There's a reason you're still here. There's a reason you've made it this far. You're meant for something bigger, something greater than what you've already experienced. But the only way to reach it is by pushing through the moments when you feel like quitting. The only way to see the other side is by continuing the journey. And I promise you, the view from the top will be worth every struggle, every sacrifice, and every moment of doubt. So when you feel like you've reached your limit, when the weight of the world feels like it's too much to carry, remember this. You didn't come this far just to quit. You came this far because you have a purpose. You came this far because you have something amazing inside of you, something the world is waiting for. Don't quit now. Don't let fear take the wheel. You are stronger than you know. You are capable of more than you think. And you're closer than you realize to the life you've always dreamed of. The road ahead may not be easy, but it will be worth it. Keep going. Keep showing up. And one day you'll look back and thank yourself for not giving up. You'll be grateful for every moment that you chose to keep moving forward, even when it felt like the world was telling you to stop. You've got this. Keep going. Your future self is counting on it. Number 6. The winners you admire felt like quitting too, but they didn't. The winners you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, they didn't get there by taking the easy road. They didn't get there by avoiding the tough days, the moments when everything seemed impossible. No, they got there because they felt like quitting too, and they didn't. They kept going when it hurt, when their bodies were tired, when the world was telling them to stop. They kept pushing. And that's exactly what made them who they are. You see, it's not the talent that gets them to the top. It's not the luck. It's not even the perfect circumstances. What gets people to succeed is a relentless refusal to give up. It's the ability to keep going when the odds are stacked against them, when it feels like nothing is working. That's the true secret of success. If you think that the people you look up to, those who have achieved greatness, never felt like quitting, you're wrong. Every single one of them has faced challenges, doubts, and fears. They've stared into the abyss of failure and asked themselves, is this really worth it? Am I strong enough? But they didn't stop, and that's why they're where they are today. They fought through the hardest moments, not because they were immune to struggle, but because they knew that the victory on the other side was worth the fight. So when you find yourself at the edge, ready to give up, remember that the ones who have achieved greatness are right there with you, feeling that same pain, that same exhaustion. But they didn't quit, and neither should you. The road to success is filled with obstacles. It's not a straight path. There are no guarantees. The best laid plans often don't go as expected. You will face setbacks. You will face rejection. There will be days when everything seems to fall apart, and you wonder if it's even worth it. But here's the thing. The people who win aren't the ones who never face setbacks. They're the ones who face them head on, knowing that each setback is just another lesson in the making. Every time you fall, you learn something. Every time you fail, you get one step closer to your breakthrough. The only way to lose is to quit. If you keep going, even through the worst of it, you will come out on the other side stronger and wiser. But quitting will rob you of all the lessons, all the growth, and all the opportunities that are just beyond the horizon. You're not alone in this. It may feel like you are, but you're not. Every person who has ever achieved anything worthwhile has walked through the fire. They've had moments of doubt, fear, and exhaustion. They've been told they weren't good enough, that they couldn't do it. And they felt like quitting, like giving up and walking away. But they didn't. They dug deep, found that spark of determination, and kept going. And that's why you see them at the top now. You see, success isn't reserved for the special few. It's available to anyone who is willing to keep going, even when everything inside of them is screaming to quit. It's about resilience, persistence, and the belief that your dreams are worth the fight. When you look at someone who has made it, whether it's in business, in sports, in life, remember that they didn't arrive there by accident. They didn't get there because they were more talented or more gifted. They got there because they didn't stop. They didn't let the tough days break them. They didn't let the failures define them. They let each failure fuel them, each setback teach them, and each moment of doubt push them to prove themselves wrong. And if they can do it, so can you. If they can fight through the pain, the uncertainty, and the failures, so can you. The only difference between them and you is that they decided not to quit. And now it's your turn to make that same decision. The truth is, the hardest part of success is the moment right before the breakthrough. When everything feels impossible, when you're on the verge of giving up, that's when you're actually closer than you think. Every winner you admire has been right there, right at that point where it felt like they couldn't take another step. But they did, and that's why they're where they are today. They didn't let the difficult moments stop them. They used them as fuel, and that's exactly what you need to do. Don't let the difficult times make you quit. Let them make you stronger. Let them remind you that you are capable of far more than you realize. You have the strength, the power, and the drive to keep going, no matter how hard it gets. When you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you feel like you've given everything you have, and still haven't made progress, it's easy to think that you've reached your limit, but you haven't. Not even close. Your mind may tell you that you're done, that you can't keep going, but that's not the truth. The truth is that you are stronger than you think. You have reserves of strength inside you that you haven't even tapped into yet. You have the ability to keep going, to rise above the challenges, and to break through the barriers standing in your way. The only thing that can stop you is your decision to quit. And if you don't quit, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving your dreams. So when you feel like you can't go on, when it feels like the world is against you, remember this. You're not alone. The people who have achieved success, the ones you look up to, have been in your shoes. They felt the same way, but they didn't give up. They didn't let their struggles define them. And neither should you. Keep going. Keep fighting. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Don't let the tough moments stop you now. Keep moving forward. And one day you'll look back and be grateful that you didn't quit. You'll be proud of yourself for pushing through, for staying committed, and for believing in yourself when it was hardest to do so. Because that's what winners do. They keep going, no matter what, and that's exactly what you're going to do too. Number 7. Every challenge you overcome is proof that you are unstoppable. You are only one decision away from transforming your entire life. That's it. Just one decision. Right now you are standing at a crossroads. You have a choice in front of you, and the path you take will determine everything about your future. It's not about finding the perfect moment, the perfect set of circumstances, or waiting until you feel ready. No, success isn't waiting for the stars to align. It's about taking action right here, right now with what you have. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. It's time to step forward and commit to the change you've been dreaming about. The change that will transform your life, your mindset, and your destiny. Success isn't about having everything figured out in advance. It's not about waiting for perfect conditions. It's about showing up when the road is unclear, when you don't know exactly what the future holds, and still choosing to go after what you want anyway. That's where growth happens. You'll never have all the answers, and that's perfectly okay. The key is to keep moving forward, to keep making decisions that align with the life you want to create. Every small step you take, every action you take, is getting you closer to where you want to be. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Just start. The power lies in the action. The power lies in the decision to move. Even when you're unsure. Even when you don't have everything planned out. The most successful people didn't wait for things to be perfect. They simply started, and by starting they built momentum that carried them to places they never dreamed possible. In the world of success, perfection is a myth. It doesn't exist. There is no magic moment when everything falls into place. There is only action. There is only the courage to take the first step and the perseverance to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. The truth is, the people who are winning right now are not necessarily the most talented, the most intelligent, or the ones with the most resources. They are simply the ones who refuse to wait for the perfect time. They are the ones who took their fears, doubts, and uncertainties and pushed forward anyway. They are the ones who chose to bet on themselves, and that is the most powerful decision you can make. If you want to change your life, it starts with a decision to act, to choose now, to choose yourself, even when the odds seem against you, even when you don't have all the answers. The truth about success is that it's not a straight line. It's a winding path full of setbacks, failures, and detours. But each of those obstacles is a part of your journey. Every setback is a lesson. Every mistake is a chance to grow, to get stronger, and to learn more about yourself. Don't be afraid of the obstacles. Don't be afraid of the challenges. Embrace them. They are the proving grounds where your character is built. And when you keep moving forward, when you decide to act despite the uncertainty, you create momentum that can't be stopped. Momentum is powerful. It's the force that moves you from where you are now to where you want to be. But it only happens when you start. And you can't afford to wait any longer. The best time to start is always now. If you wait for the right time, you'll miss it. The right time is now. Don't let fear, doubt, or procrastination keep you from moving forward. You've been told time and time again that you need to wait for the right opportunity, for the perfect circumstances. But the truth is, the perfect opportunity doesn't exist. You will never find a time where everything is just right, where everything is aligned in your favor. Life doesn't work that way. The key is to act, even when it doesn't feel perfect. Act when you don't have all the information. When you don't know what's going to happen next. That's where growth happens. Growth happens in the unknown. It happens when you step outside your comfort zone. When you take the leap and trust that you'll figure it out along the way. When you stop waiting for things to be perfect and just start, you open up a world of possibility. You begin to see opportunities that were hidden before. You start building the life you want, step by step, even if it's not a perfect journey. That's where the magic happens. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is one thing: action. Taking consistent, deliberate action every day. Not waiting for things to be perfect. Not waiting for the perfect moment. But instead, stepping into the discomfort, embracing the uncertainty, and trusting that every step you take is a step closer to your dream. Your dreams are not on hold until you have everything figured out. They are waiting for you to show up. They are waiting for you to take that first step. That first action. The world is full of people who wait for the perfect time to start. Don't be one of them. Be the person who acts in the face of uncertainty. Be the person who takes action even when they're unsure. Be the person who chooses to move forward, no matter what. That's the person who will win. If you want to achieve great things in life, you have to decide to make that change now. Right now, not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when the stars align. If you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll be waiting forever. There will always be something that isn't right. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you take action now. What matters is that you stop procrastinating and start creating the life you want. The world is full of people who wait for the right moment. But the real winners are the ones who make the moment right. They are the ones who take action, who show up, even when everything isn't perfectly in place. And that's exactly what you need to do. Start now. Decide today that you are going to take action, no matter what. It won't be easy. It won't be perfect. But it will be worth it. And that's what separates the dreamers from the doers. The winners from the losers. The ones who create change and those who stay stuck. So make your choice. Will you wait for the perfect time? Or will you take action now and create the life you truly deserve? Number 8. Success belongs to those who keep showing up. No matter what, success is not some far-off destination that only a few select people can reach. It's available to everyone right now. If you choose to embrace the power of personal transformation, it's about stepping into your full potential, shedding the old limitations that have been holding you back, and unlocking the genius that lies dormant inside you. What you need to understand is that every decision you make today has the power to shape your tomorrow. You have the ability to completely rewrite your future, to step into a version of yourself that is limitless and unstoppable. It all starts with one thing: your mindset. If you shift the way you think, everything around you will change. The truth is, we all have the potential to achieve incredible things, but most people never tap into that potential because they allow fear, doubt, and negative beliefs to dictate their actions. If you truly want to change your life, you have to break free from the chains of limiting thoughts and beliefs. You must stop listening to that inner voice that tells you that you're not good enough, or that success is for someone else. That voice is a liar. It's time to replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. It's time to stop doubting yourself and start trusting in your ability to achieve greatness. When you start thinking differently, you start acting differently. And when you start acting differently, you get different results. This is the key to transforming your life. But transformation isn't easy. It requires discipline. It requires you to make tough decisions, to stay committed to your goals, even when the road gets tough. It requires you to have the courage to face your fears head-on and take action despite them. And most importantly, it requires you to believe in yourself, no matter what. If you can master your thoughts, if you can control your mind and your beliefs, you can accomplish anything. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is all in your mindset. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and it can either hold you back or propel you forward. The choice is yours. Every successful person you admire today started with nothing but a vision and a willingness to change. They didn't have special gifts or talents that set them apart. They simply had the courage to believe in themselves and take the first step. That's what you need to understand. Success is not reserved for a chosen few. It's available to everyone who is willing to do the work, who is willing to believe in their own potential and take action. The only thing that's stopping you from achieving your dreams is your own mind. So, it's time to reprogram your thinking, to erase the doubts, fears, and limitations that have been planted in your mind. Start telling yourself a new story, one where you are capable, powerful, and deserving of success. One of the most powerful things you can do to transform your life is to become aware of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts, but you are the one who gives them power. Too many people go through life unaware of the negative patterns that run through their minds. They let fear, doubt, and insecurity dictate their every move. But the moment you become aware of these thoughts, you gain the power to change them. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. Once you recognize the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, you can start replacing them with new, empowering beliefs. You can start telling yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy of success, that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. When you start changing your inner dialogue, your external reality begins to change too. Another key element to transformation is taking consistent, focused action. It's not enough to just think positive thoughts or envision your success. You have to back it up with action. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Every small step you take in the direction of your goals is a step closer to your ultimate success. The problem is, many people never take that first step because they're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect set of circumstances. But there is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Right now, you have everything you need to begin the journey toward the life you want. Don't wait for the stars to align. Create your own opportunities by taking action. This is where most people fail. They wait for the perfect conditions to take action. They wait for the right time to start. But the truth is, there is no right time. The only time that matters is now. If you're waiting for the perfect set of circumstances, you'll be waiting forever. The best time to start is always today. And the moment you decide to take action is the moment your life begins to shift. No more excuses. No more waiting for things to be just right. The only thing standing between you and your success is your willingness to take action. Once you do, momentum will carry you forward, and you'll be amazed at how quickly things start to fall into place. Transformation also requires you to step out of your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when you stay in the familiar. It happens when you challenge yourself, when you push past the fear and doubt that are keeping you stuck. The most successful people are the ones who are willing to take risks, to fail, to learn, and to grow. They understand that failure is not the end. It's simply a lesson, a stepping stone on the path to success. You will never grow if you stay in your comfort zone. You have to be willing to take risks, to embrace uncertainty, and to trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is getting you closer to your goals. The key to lasting transformation is consistency. You don't have to take massive leaps every day. You don't have to make huge changes all at once. What matters is that you show up every single day, committed to your growth, committed to your goals. Consistent action, no matter how small, adds up over time. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. It's the small daily steps that lead to big results. So don't be discouraged if you're not seeing immediate progress. Keep going, keep showing up, keep taking action, and in time you'll see the results of your hard work. If you want to transform your life, you have to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action today. You have everything you need right now to begin. The only thing standing in your way is your mindset, your beliefs, and your willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. The road to success is not always easy, but it's worth it. And the best part, you are the one who gets to decide your future. You are the one who gets to choose your destiny. So make the decision today to step into your greatness. The world is waiting for you to show up. It's time to stop waiting and start living the life you deserve. Number 9. If you quit now, you'll never know how close you were to winning. You have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of. It's within you right now, just waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is the courage to make a choice, to shift your mindset, take control of your actions, and step into a future that is full of limitless possibilities. It's not about waiting for some magical moment or hoping that life will just change on its own. It's about taking ownership of your life and deciding that you're ready to change now. When you make that decision, everything shifts. That's when transformation begins. We've all been there. The moments when everything feels overwhelming, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when self-doubt creeps in like an unwanted guest. But here's the truth. Nothing worth having comes easy. If you want to create a life that's extraordinary, you have to be willing to push through the hard times, to face your fears, and to take bold, courageous steps every single day. Success is not about waiting for the right circumstances. It's about making the most of where you are right now. And believe me when I tell you, you have the power to make it happen. One of the first things you need to realize is that your life is a reflection of the choices you've made. Everything that's happened up until this point, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is a result of decisions you've made along the way. But here's the beautiful part. You don't have to stay stuck in the past. You have the ability to change your future by making better decisions today. It doesn't matter what has happened to you or what mistakes you've made. What matters is what you choose to do next. You're never stuck unless you choose to stay there. Every single moment is an opportunity to change your trajectory, to choose a different path, and to create a new version of yourself. The biggest shift you'll make in your life is shifting your mindset. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can either work for you or against you. Most people spend their entire lives letting their minds run on autopilot, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. But the moment you decide to take control of your thoughts, everything changes. When you train your mind to focus on solutions instead of problems, on opportunities instead of obstacles, you become unstoppable. The world is full of challenges, but it's also full of possibilities. Your mindset determines which one you focus on. When you shift your focus to what's possible, when you start seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow, your life begins to transform. Another key element in this transformation is your daily habits. Success doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen consistently. It's the small, everyday actions that add up to create big results. If you want to change your life, you need to change your daily habits. Look at the things you do every day. Are they taking you closer to your goals, or are they keeping you stuck in the same old patterns? The good news is that you have the power to change your habits at any time. You don't have to wait for a new year, a new month, or a new week to start. Today is the perfect day to begin. Choose to start small, but start today. It's the consistent small steps that lead to massive change over time. When you commit to improving just one small thing in your life each day, you'll be amazed at how quickly things begin to shift. But of course, there will be times when you face setbacks. You'll stumble, you'll fall, and you'll feel like giving up. That's part of the process. It's in those moments when the magic happens. It's in those moments when you can choose to get back up, learn from the experience, and keep going. The road to success is never a straight line. There will be detours, there will be obstacles, and there will be times when it feels like everything is working against you. But those are the moments when you need to dig in, push through, and keep going. Success is not about avoiding failure. It's about how you handle it when it comes. Every successful person has faced failure, but what separates them from others is that they didn't let it define them. They used it as fuel to keep moving forward. As you continue on this journey of transformation, you'll start to notice a shift, not just in your actions, but in the way you view the world around you. You'll begin to see opportunities where others see problems. You'll start to believe in your own potential more than ever before. And the best part, the more you believe in yourself, the more others will believe in you too. The energy you put out into the world comes back to you. When you believe in your own worth and take action based on that belief, the universe starts to align itself with your goals. You'll start attracting the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances to help you move forward. There's something truly powerful about taking control of your life. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly everything becomes possible. You begin to take actions that are aligned with your goals, and every step you take brings you closer to the life you desire. The road ahead may not always be easy, but I promise you it will be worth it. The key to creating the life you want lies in the decisions you make today, the actions you take right now, and the mindset you choose to embrace. You have everything you need to succeed. It's all within you, waiting to be unleashed. The journey to success is not about finding the perfect plan or the perfect moment. It's about taking imperfect action, learning as you go, and never giving up on yourself. The only way to fail is to quit. As long as you keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time, you will eventually reach your destination. You don't have to know everything right now. You just need to keep moving, keep growing, and keep believing that you are capable of achieving your dreams. The moment you decide to take that first step, your life will begin to change. So what are you waiting for? The time to start is now. Your future is waiting for you to step into it. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back any longer. Take the leap, trust in yourself, and watch as your life transforms before your eyes. You are the author of your own story. Make it a good one. Number 10. One day, you'll thank yourself for not giving up when it was hard. You are standing on the edge of greatness right now, whether you realize it or not. Every choice you make, every decision you take, is either pulling you closer to your vision of success or pushing you further away from it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to one simple, yet incredibly powerful concept: discipline. It is the force that propels you forward when everything else is telling you to quit. Discipline is the invisible hand that guides you when motivation fades and when the road ahead feels unclear. Without it, success becomes a distant dream, forever out of reach. With it, success is inevitable. The beauty of discipline is that it doesn't require perfection. It requires commitment. Imagine for a moment if you had the discipline to show up every single day, to push through the moments of doubt, to keep moving when everyone around you is sitting still. What could you accomplish? How far could you go? The truth is, the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be is far smaller than you think. It's not about waiting for the perfect time or the perfect opportunity. It's about doing the work, day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it, even when the world tries to distract you. It's about committing to your goals, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Discipline is what keeps you consistent. It's what allows you to rise above the noise, push past the setbacks, and continue to move forward, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. The key to lasting success lies not in a single moment of brilliance, but in your ability to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up. That's the power of discipline. It's built over time. It's the small, consistent actions that compound into massive results. The most successful people aren't necessarily the ones with the most talent, the most connections, or the most luck. They're the ones who have mastered the art of self-discipline. They understand that success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about consistently doing the work, day after day, even when no one is watching. It's about having the inner strength to push through the tough days and keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. They understand that discipline is the bridge between their current reality and the life they dream of. But here's the truth. Discipline is not something that comes naturally. It's not something that you're born with. It's a skill that you build over time. And like any skill, it requires practice. The more you practice discipline, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle that grows stronger the more you use it. In the beginning, it might feel difficult. You might struggle to maintain your focus. But over time, as you build this muscle, it becomes easier. The more you commit to your goals, the more you show up for yourself, the more discipline becomes a part of who you are. And once discipline becomes a part of your identity, everything changes. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop letting fear control your actions. You simply act. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, by the constant demands and pressures of daily life. It's easy to give in to the temptation to take the easy way out, to procrastinate, or to put things off until tomorrow. But the truth is, tomorrow is never guaranteed. The only time you truly have is now. So if you want to create the life you desire, you have to take action, and you have to take it now. You have to stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You have to stop making excuses. The moment you decide to commit to your goals and take consistent action is the moment everything begins to shift. But discipline isn't just about showing up and doing the work. It's about doing the right work. It's about focusing on what matters most, and not getting caught up in the distractions that will keep you from reaching your full potential. It's about understanding that your time is precious, and you only have so much of it. Every decision you make, every action you take, either brings you closer to your goals or pushes you further away from them. The more disciplined you are with your time, the more you'll accomplish. The more you focus on what matters most, the faster you'll reach your desired destination. When you develop discipline, you're not just taking action in the present, you're shaping your future. Every decision you make today influences the person you become tomorrow. Every action you take today is laying the foundation for your future success. And the best part, it doesn't require a grand gesture. It requires the commitment to do the small things, the consistent actions, every single day. You don't need to take massive leaps. You just need to take small intentional steps in the right direction. And over time, those steps will compound into something extraordinary. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or connections. It's the ability to stay disciplined, to continue pushing forward when the going gets tough, and to never give up on their goals. Success is not a one-time event. It's the result of consistent daily effort. It's the result of making discipline a part of who you are. It's the result of showing up for yourself, day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the road ahead seems long and uncertain. So ask yourself this: what are you willing to commit to today? What is the one small action you can take right now to move closer to your goals? The moment you take that action, you're beginning to build the discipline that will lead you to the life you want. Every single action you take, no matter how small, is a step toward greatness. And over time, those small steps add up to something monumental. The life you want is waiting for you. But it won't come to you by accident. It comes through discipline. The decision to show up every day, to do the work, and to never give up on yourself. That's how success is built. Discipline is not just about doing what you have to do. It's about doing what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the right choice every time, even when it's difficult. It's about taking control of your life, your goals, and your future. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. The moment to start is now. Your future is waiting for you to take action. And it's time to step into the life you were always meant to live.